Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. We should have a short update this morning. This isn't going to be a long live, but this is in regards to the issue between Laura Owens, David Jangris, and PS Creative. We had Layla, the founder of PS Creative, on our stream again on Saturday. We'll look a little bit at what she had to say. We're going to look at the fundraiser that they now have to raise fees for them to fight the defamation and fraud. And then we'll take a look at these recent claims from Laura's attorney, who I have no words. All right. Hey, Goosebump, what's up? I'm going to give this a couple more seconds just in case some more people want to trickle in. Hold on. Okay. Grandma Linda, hey, how's it going? Is the trucking stream on Bruce's channel? Is Bruce trucking? I want to see. Oh, what now? Yeah, you're about to find out. Sorry. Hey, Snitzel Ninja, how's it going? He had a live last night. Oh, what was I doing last night? Sleeping. Jesus. I was very tired yesterday. Okay. Let's get started on this. So we're going to look first at this, what the studio rep Layla had to say, some kind of explaining the most recent development in this, which is an alleged fraudulent chargeback, which is just, you know, taking it a step further after already being called out, you know, for lying about the quality of the audio. So remember, hold on. Go share my screen here for a sec. Remember that this is how this all kind of blew up. The attorney for Laura Owens posted a tweet saying, Laura asked me to share the short clip from our recent unreleased interview gone wrong. The audio was so bad it was unusable, as if the mics were off, so the sound was echoey and captured the whole room, which would have been painful to listen to over two plus hours. So the studio then came back and posted proof that they did actually provide high quality audio files. And here they are right here.
Okay. Oh, super. So we're all good to go. Check 1, 2. Hello.
Definitely be closer. Welcome to
Both of us?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here. Do you want me to move this? Yeah. Can I just turn it a little bit? Because I'm probably going to be reading a little bit from this.
Just keep in mind, it's not the direction, it's the distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's picking up from all angles.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
You can hear them in the background kind of explaining that process.
Welcome to the jungle.
And then here's his mic.
Okay.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep. Okay. Check 1, 2. Check noise. Hello.
Definitely be closer.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yes, please. Okay.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Yep. Okay. Check 1, 2. Check noise.
All right. So
Hello.
after that, the studio, you know, obviously wanted an apology. They wanted the defamatory statements to be taken down. And they want the false complaints to be dropped because complaints were made to the Better Business Bureau, which has already been closed, by the way, to the Arizona Attorney General. And then now they have that false chargeback to deal with. So here's what Layla had to say on Saturday. We won't watch the whole stream back, obviously, but we'll watch some of it here. Hang on.
Here in town. But the dispute when this happens is
She's going to explain the whole chargeback dispute first.
the customer files a dispute and says, I didn't get my goods, services, whatever. And that's what she had stated. She did not get her files or whatever she paid for.
Correct.
Anyways, so she used a Bank of America card. Bank of America then says, okay, well, you know what? We have to protect our customers. We're just going to make sure that that $350 gets taken out of the business's account. So it's already gone and we're going to give it back to you. But the business can respond, and then this will go into a review process that can take up to 40 days. And at that point, we'll decide, hey, you're all good. You know, you should keep the money because they defrauded you with the service that was advertised, etc. Or, hey, you know, they gave you what they said. The evidence is there. We're going to reinstate and give you back the money.
Okay, so that was a little explanation of how that works, but hang on one second, guys. Are you wearing the same shirt? No, this is actually a light blue polo. It looks kind of similar though. This is my favorite color. Teal is my favorite color, what I'm wearing right there. So I have like 6 or 7 teal shirts. So it kind of looks like I'm wearing the same shirt all the time sometimes, doesn't it? But no, not today. This is actually a polo from a place that I no longer work at, but like I had bought all these polos to wear. And now I have nothing to do with him. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna wear them around the house then. So and it's not like I can use them anywhere else because they have a company logo on them. So, oh well. Somebody else said something up here, which I wanted to give you guys a little update on really quick. Okay. Loved seeing you read with Shizzy and Yamaha. Thank you, Goosebump. Okay, so this What the Hails thing, I've made exactly one video on What the Hails. It's been at least a week, maybe more than that, since that happened. Don't really have the full context of the story. You can't form any concrete opinions yet. I did go on Shizzy Was Nuts stream to read some of the deposition that they were reading. I came in like super late. I read for the part of one of the lawyers for like 30 minutes or something. And I didn't really know the context again of what's going on, but then I start getting, you know, comments from somebody who's apparently involved in all this. And somebody said, you know, one of the lawyers was like bringing me up on the stream saying he reached out to me. I have never heard from that man. First of all, second, I mean, that's fine, I guess. I don't really feel like I did anything wrong. I was just reading for Attorney Shockett. So, not reading for Attorney Shockett. I was reading the lines of Attorney Shockett. So I'm just kind of like, you know what? We're chilling. It's fine. I don't really mind if people talk about me. Okay. So let me find where she said what they want from them in order to drop this. And by the way, there is a fundraiser that they have now for their legal fees, which I'll show you in a minute. Boxing for Life says Laura files BBB and AG complaint, then does a chargeback. What would the studio apologize for, especially since they never said her name? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because the latest update from this morning is something that we need to go over still. But I just want to make sure you guys have the full context before we do. So she said, okay. Basically, they just wanted like an apology and for them to back off, which is apparently not what they're going to do. So, and then here's where, yeah, what that person just pointed out.
Her, which is why I will not say either of their names.
So yeah, it's not like she's outing her. They actually did that themselves because they posted a photo with the PS Creative logos in it, which is how people found this studio. And that's important context, guys. And I had to explain Jan's candy bars. All right. Sorry for the dead air here, guys. It won't be much longer. You don't think about it at all when you're doing that. I know it's stressful though. It's got to be, you know.
Well, once we get all of our paperwork put together, I'll make sure that you guys get a copy of.
And this is where she's going to describe what they want from them in order to drop this, because PS Creative is now going to, you know, legally fight this.
How that all plays out. Happy to hop on once we've gotten some filings for being financially defrauded. So if you're watching, that is what you are now accused of. If you would like to contact your bank and put a stop to the chargeback, then we will happily not take this any further. So since I know you're watching, that is a direct message to said human. I am more than happy to drop all of this, but ball is in your court and you got to move pretty quick. By pretty quick, I mean by tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I can appreciate that you've obviously handled this professionally, and that attitude is more than generous towards her. So, you know.
Oh, and we want an apology publicly from both of you on Twitter saying that you made a mistake. You didn't know how to edit or whatever may be, but the audio is actually perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Also, for the
okay.
lawyers out there, my last question for anyone listening who's got that legal background.
All right. So basically, like, very low effort actions are what Laura and David would have to take here. Unfortunately, they are not going to oblige. So as you know, like, the studio, they don't Google people, like everyone who walks in. They're just trying to run a business. The studio had, said as much. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't say anything bad about anybody. They just, like, they don't want to be getting messages and stuff. Or this is what back when this first started, they didn't want to be getting, like, messages and stuff like that because they're busy running their business. So, like, they didn't do anything wrong. Okay. So David this morning apparently deleted his defamatory tweet, which we looked at right before we heard those audio clips. And then now we have someone saying on Twitter, "I'm glad you took your defamatory post about PS Creative down. Now when will you and Laura issue an apology?" So David responds, as soon as the studio issues an apology. After all, they are the ones who started this mess. Laura and I said nothing about them until the studio started attacking Laura. The studio's conduct has been absolutely shocking and disgraceful, but that's just how JFC works. First of all, the studio is not JFC. Again, we don't know what David's definition of JFC really is, because he's, like, going after a bunch of random people and grouping us all into one, like, collective. But I'm just kind of like, no, there's a bunch of people who follow this to varying degrees of interest. You know what I mean? And we're not all one blob of brain cells. Like, everybody has their autonomy. They can talk about what they want. If they don't want to talk about it, if they don't want to follow it, they don't. People take breaks and come back, that kind of thing. Some people are only interested in the appeal. Like, people are not, there's not a collective that's targeting David and Laura. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, these claims are ridiculous. Also, clearly they're not JFC because Laura and David chose that studio to go to. Okay. And as far as the attacking goes, there was no attack. They did not attack her. They did not insult her at any point in time. My only thought is that maybe they're referring to when the studio said, they didn't want anything to do with the situation further. And I don't remember their exact words, so don't quote me on that. Like, that's just, I'm paraphrasing what I remember because I don't even have the things to pull up. So, and that is their right. As I said before, assholes are not a protected class in this country. Especially if you, like, send threatening emails and shit like that. Like, you don't have a right to force them to work with you. They don't have to work with you if they don't want to. Saltina, when she does childish AF, they started it when PS Studios did not start a darn thing. Yeah, right. And, like, David is the one that showed the photos, and I believe at some point, we'll see what it was that he accused them of. I don't have that information right now. But I know that he had sent them a threatening email, which is shocking, Okay, anyways. And my post was not defamatory. Laura told me the audio was bad. And the only file I had was the one she sent me, which had bad audio. The studio also warned us behind they had problems with their audio, which is why we discussed this at the start of the clip. I didn't hear any of that at the start of the clip. You guys correct me if you did, but I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. But whatever. And then, of course, PS Creative is now on Twitter. You guys should give them a follow. We had no audio issues. We were helping position you for the best audio with your microphones. Both mic audio files were provided to Laura, yet she chose to share the camera audio. Please apologize, drop the AG, pay for the studio time you both used, and we can all move on. Sounds reasonable to me. And then people are pointing out, like, don't you see how she misled you? Because apparently this is the only thing that Laura sent David. So, like, instead of recognizing that Laura did the wrong thing by not showing him everything she received, he's doubling down against the studio, which is ridiculous because they did nothing to offend or insult him at all whatsoever, except, hey, we don't want to work with you anymore. If that was said, and that's what David, seems to imply sometimes. If that was said, that's their right. That's not like an offensive action taken to defame anybody. Like, they don't have to do that. They don't have to work with them. So I feel like the immediate aggression towards the studio after they were the ones that identified the studio in the first place is just absolutely ridiculous. And this right here takes away any shadow of a doubt that like David is not just playing to what Laura wants, because here he seems to be very much, believing what he's saying, and like this is coming from him, this is not coming from Laura. And so he for some reason believes that Laura was attacked, and he has not seen all the audio files that they got. It's just kind of ridiculous. Like, you can't make claims like that when there's evidence against it. And then he's seen the evidence now because it's been on Twitter, and still making these claims. It's ridiculous. Don't blame me. I just blindly took the word of my client, who I stated in a court filing has credibility problems. I did point I did point that out too. It's not like he doesn't know she has credibility problems. He himself has admitted it in a legal filing. I mean, if you're aware that your client has like made misstatements, why don't you fact check them before you write a defamatory statement on Twitter? Like, it's ridiculous. And then why don't you apologize, or why don't you acknowledge it when they show you the actual samples of the audio so that you can hear for yourself that the audio was high quality? Instead, you're just being an asshole for no reason. You do realize you were recorded the entire time, correct? You do realize Laura lied to you about the number of files she was provided, correct? The evidence speaks for itself. You're actively choosing to not listen. This is just really insane. Like, I can't imagine doubling down in the situation. Like, not saying anything, not responding is one thing, but doubling down on this is unreal. Like, the gaslighting is unreal. He has such hatred for a bunch of people he's never met for reasons that he like can't really explain, because he refuses to listen to so much of what people are trying to tell him. He just blindly hates people, and he groups them all like we're all the same one person who like feel the exact same way with the exact same thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. If you would actually take the time to treat people as human beings, listen to what they have to say, and then comment, maybe we would be in a different situation right now. Bruce says, is there a home JFC test? Is my level above 102? All right, so here's the fundraiser, guys. And I pinned the link to this in the comments of this stream, and then I also put it in the description of this video. Help PS Studios fight back against defamation and fraud. Justice for PS Studios fighting defamation and fraud. PS Studios has always prided itself on delivering high-quality services and creating a professional, trustworthy environment for our clients. Unfortunately, our reputation and business are under attack. Laura Owens and David Gingras, they're still not naming them, by the way. Initials are not naming them, have not only publicly defamed us with false accusations, but have also financially defrauded our studio through a fraudulent chargeback after receiving exactly what she paid for. Her actions have caused significant damage to our business, and we now face legal costs to defend ourselves, our team, and our integrity. Despite clear evidence proving our case, we are being forced to fight this battle to protect what we've built and to hold Laura accountable for her harmful actions. And guys, if you're just listening to this, they're using initials. I'm saying the name out loud just because, I have already said it a million times. What happened? Laura booked and paid for studio time. She received all files in full directly in studio and accepted them as agreed. Okay, one second. Let me zoom in a little bit, guys, because I know some of you can't read that text. All right. Despite receiving her files, she falsely claimed they were not delivered and that they were bad quality, once she admitted she had in fact received the files, leading to defamatory posts on Twitter and baseless complaints to organizations like the Better Business Bureau and the Arizona Attorney General. To further escalate her campaign, Laura committed credit card chargeback fraud, causing additional financial harm to our business. The defamatory claims continue to damage our professional reputation, threatening the livelihoods of our team. Why we need your support. Legal battles are expensive, and Laura's malicious campaign has forced us to divert precious resources away from running our business. Your generous contributions will help us, 1, cover mounting legal fees to fight defamation and fraud, 2, clear our name and protect our hard-earned reputation, and 3, take a stand against malicious behavior that hurts small businesses. How you can help. Donate. Every contribution brings us closer to justice and sends a message that small businesses like ours deserve to be protected. Share our campaign. Help us spread the word by sharing this campaign with your network, and stand with us. Join us in holding individuals accountable for actions that harm honest businesses. This fight is bigger than just PS Studios. It's about standing up for truth, integrity, and justice in a world where defamation and fraud can destroy livelihoods. With your help, we can protect our business and ensure accountability. Thank you for standing with us in this difficult time. Together, we can fight back and come out stronger. And I really like that. I thought it was good. They're a little over 1,000 now, guys, so that's good. They just put this out yesterday, so it hasn't been like a whole lot of time yet, but I feel like we're making some progress there. All right. So what I really liked about that is they point out, like, this is bigger than just the studio, especially in this case where we've seen tactics like this ongoing for over a year now, I think, right? To where Laura has, said things that weren't necessarily true and continued to push them on the legal stage. And eventually, like, people, they don't have the resources or the means to fight stuff like that. So that's what they expect to happen. Especially with, like, the subpoena to Reddit for the Redditor who did written bullet point recaps of what they said, not even like word for word quoting. Like, it was just ridiculous. And then, of course, me with the copyright, with David copyright striking my video, which I maintain was fair use. So they expect that, like, people, especially smaller creators, will just back down because they're afraid of having their financial resources drained and like having it really impact the quality of their life. Not only the stress of the court case, but, like, if they were to lose, like, what happens to them? You know what I mean? Like, they won't be able to, like, spend their money on vacations or spend it on their families or their healthcare bills or stuff like that. They have to pay some asshole who's suing over a non-monetized video. So they expect to scare people into silence because it's easy. You notice they're not targeting any larger creators. They're targeting me. They're targeting a random Redditor. Like, this is what they want. They want to scare people. So they're picking people they think they can scare. And that's why I'm not backing off, dude. That's why I'm not just saying, like, okay, fine, I'll take the strike and I'll do copyright school. No. Because at some point, somebody has to say enough is enough. Because they can't ruin everyone. They can't, like, just defraud everyone. It's not going to happen. And it's hard. It's hard to stand up against that, especially when you feel like you have a lot to lose. But, I mean, it's the truth. Like, these people feel like they can use the system to bully and harass people. And I'm sick of it. So I don't really know what the next steps are in that, for me, especially. But I do know that whatever happens, I'm going to do my part to try to make sure that, the justice system hears me out, and understands everything that was involved. The, the baiting from the beginning, the fact that I transformed the 45-minute video into a 2.5-hour video of my commentary, did not use all of David's video. Him saying he was going to false strike people before even putting out his video, like, it's just ridiculous. And yeah, I might lose. Dude, I might. But, I mean, all I have is my integrity, my principles, and what I believe in. You know what I mean? So that's something I don't want to let go of. I don't want to just, like, sit here and, like, be quiet and do nothing. It's just sad that people have to do that. So I'll figure out my next steps when I get more information about that. But you can probably bet if he's subpoenaing Reddit, like, yeah, he's probably gonna file a lawsuit against me, which is what he promised. So, you know. All right, thanks, guys. I'm gonna take off now. I might be back with you tonight on a live stream. I'm not positive yet, though. So, take care, guys.